TWR presents your daily video with the best market news, signals, and alerts. TWR simply is your one-stop shop. TWR Sunday Motivator. Activate your 2-day trial of TWR All Access on the Discord platform.
In the traders war room, warring with the market every day we on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon.
Stay tuned at the end for upcoming products and services. Market news. So this is the news that everyone's paying attention to with the rising treasury yields, and it spooked the market. So the key test that's coming with the treasury's next round of auctions will depend on how the market is going to really take this particular news. So it'll be interesting to see how this next round is going. You got people like Berkshire Hathaway that says, you know what, regardless, we still got all this money and we're going to continue to buy, treasury yields as normal, or treasury bonds as normal and stuff like that. But as we know, anytime it spikes above 4% and stuff like that, the bond market starts to send waves through the equity market, and the long-term investors start to get spooked. So just be ready for some volatility, specifically if we start to get the notions that this auction is kind of feeling as though it's getting a little flip-floppy. And on that note, Fed Bowman says more interest rate hikes will likely be needed because the whole idea is that the economy is still hot, and that is just the whole thing. So, people are starting to go zero recession, and they're starting to think, cuts are going to come, and the Fed has been telling you that no, that is not the case, guys. We're going to continue to hike until this inflation gets under control, because it's still out of control until it gets to that 2% level. So just be ready for more hikes. It's definitely not the news that the bulls want to hear, specifically in the equity market, which could give some indications that, we could be seeing a little bit of a pullback, because a lot of the bulls were pushing the market, and it has ran really, really hard. So a decent little pullback in the market could be upon us. So just be ready. And give you guys something fun. Musk says that the cage fight with him and Zuckerberg will be live streamed on X. And guys, if you don't know, both these guys have been training, And Zuckerberg, he's actually like a pretty good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. But I'm telling you guys, Musk is that type of guy that he's probably been training to be a samurai since he was like 5 years old and hasn't told anybody, all right? And he's going to come out the gate and just be like awesome. That's just the type of dude he is, Zuckerberg's more transparent and in your face, and he's like, hey, I'm BJJ, I'm a gold medalist, I'm a purple belt, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Musk is like, I've never done this before, and yet he's been like a samurai since he was like 10 years old, So just be ready for it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting, and, hopefully this squashes the beef. And you know what? Sometimes, especially when guys, kind of fight, afterwards they make up. Maybe this will be a nice little business entrepreneurship, something that both Musk and Zuckerberg can get into that takes both the companies to something new and exciting that revolutionizes the modern world. Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see. Market trends. So your market is bearish. The leader index was IWM. Your hottest sector was consumer discretionary, and your worst sector was technology, closing out the week. Hottest stock was Team, and the worst stock was Fortnite. Here's your small heat map of the S&P, how it was on Friday. We're definitely looking for some of this red to probably bounce a little bit, but overall, if we get the bearish marketplace, we're probably looking for some of those big names that have kind of just been consolidating to probably take a little leg down. And here's the sector rotation. As you can see, energy is starting to break out as the other ones are kind of lagging a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if energy continues its acceleration as the others continue their rotation to the downside. Stocks that I like. Okay, so here's how the chart's gonna go. Basically, you're gonna see three colors: purple, blue, and red. The purple, that's our battle zone, all right? Triggers on the high and the low that give us the idea of continuation to either our high target, which is blue, or our low target, which is red. Definitely gotta use these as trigger points and ideas because the volatility of the market can change the landscape in an instant, okay? So very cautious, head on a swivel, and be ready to attack. All right, so SPY is really in focus as we kind of hit a leg to the downside after some broadening, but we finally ticked and kind of got that follow through to the downside. So looking at the purple battle zone, if we break to the downside, we're looking for continuation, probably to go retest those lower 440s. And if we can hold this level, then of course we can probably bounce and go back up to where we have strong resistance at 450. Now, SPY is also dependent on news and overall general sentiment. So we'll have to kind of see what that is for the week moving in because there's some definite CPI and PPI data. But overall, we're looking for some continuation off of the break from the battle zone to seeing if we get the bullish move or the bearish push. QQQ will be interesting because most of the tech has already gone through earnings. However, we do have some more earnings to go, and it could be interesting because a lot of the tech was really beat up. So if we bounce on tech, we could see QQQ pushing. However, again, just like with SPY, Q is very sentiment driven. And if we have a general sentiment that is lower on integrity, we'll probably go to the downside. And if we have more of a bullish sentiment, we'll probably bounce to the upside. So it'll be interesting. And we got our levels there. We're looking for the battle zone and continuation either to the bull, which is blue, or to the bear, which is red. Now, PLTR will be interesting because we had a huge run up pushing in to last week, going into this week. And I don't know if it can hold the steam. However, if it does perform well on some earnings, I think PLTR probably can make a good case for the push to the upside. We'll see what happens. I am bullish on PLTR. I do think that we could get the push to the upside. And I would think that we probably break from here from a little bit of a pullback. You know, normally this likes to push, and you saw it push to 20. We're coming back down to about 18, so that's about normal range for a decent little pullback. I think we could see another push and break through 20s, maybe even go to 25 on some decent earnings. Lucid, not expecting too much out of this one, but Neo did pop pretty well off of some decent news and earnings and stuff like that. So Lucid does have earnings coming up. It's been beat up a lot here recently. So I think if Lucid could hit in line with expectations or even surpass expectations, I think that you could see a pop in Lucid. If you remember, this was definitely a very popular SPAC before it became an actual stock, so it does have the potential to move very quickly. I could see this pushing, getting some volume, and definitely getting some investor sentiment. I could see this going and pushing very quickly to on its way towards $10 if it gets the volume it needs. However, you know, I would not be surprised if it just stays stagnant where it's at in ranges between, you know, the 750 and 550 type of range it's been trading in for a while. UPS is interesting, and I do like this one for long entries. I'm going to be looking for a play on this one. It has earnings coming up, and I love Dow stocks specifically for earnings because any little bit of push that it has, you know, creates a dramatic move for the stock, and specifically when you're trading options. So I will be looking at this one, and I specifically like this one for a bullish push. TWR free trade alert. All right, and here's your YouTube trade number 2 for August. So far, we are 1-1. We're going to look to buy the call option on UPS, the 190, pushing out to August 18th. Now, the spread is kind of wide. We're going to want to try to get this at the best price possible. So we're going to look for the pullback. Anything between this 165, 170 would be a decent range. I would love to get this at 150 if I see it. However, we'll see what we got and we'll play with the trend. So definitely this is the one we're looking for. I like the volume, I like the delta, I like the theta. Everything's good with this one. It gives us time to make some tactical decisions. And like I said, if we can get a better deal, great, because then we may even be able to go to a closer at the money option contract if we get a little bit of a pullback. So, but this one's going to be the one that we're going to look at first, the 190. And of course, as always, join TWR to get that play-by-play. I give you the good stuff for free. But if you want the great stuff, you got to join the team. I want you to pay attention to Datadog because I like this one for a push going through earnings. I think they're going to do fairly well. I do like this one. It's been broadening out a little bit. Now we're kind of on a downward slope currently, but like I said, we're broadening. So all it needs is one of those type of catalyst type of events such as earnings to get some decent push to the upside. And I think that we could easily push out of current range and even go attack that 120. So I'll be looking for this one to make a move to the upside. And if we made a move lower, we'll play the trend as we see it, but I don't really see it. It's been holding support pretty well and always have been bouncing. So like I said, I like this one to the push to the upside. So I'll be looking for this more for a bullish move, but always we're going to play the trend and we'll follow the money however it lies. Cellulose. Now this one's interesting, okay? This is that drink that you guys get in like the health section of the grocery store or at the gas station. That's really kind of one of those seltzer waters that has the energy and stuff like that. And it's really good. Now this company has just absolutely been killing it. And it'll be interesting to see how they do on earnings. And I do like this one for a push to the upside. I think if their earnings are still decent enough and their profit margins are keeping up with the current conditions, I think that these guys can push to the upside and go break and attack that 155 range that they've tried to a couple times. I mean, you can see by the chart, they've gone up to that 155 and attacked it multiple times and weren't able to hold above that level. So I think if they get some good earnings, we can get that nice push up there and we can break out of this kind of range that we're in now and go start attacking to a new level. And finally, Upstart. Upstart will be interesting. Now, I am a little bearish on this one. I think that we're starting a leg to the downside. Earnings can always give a little, catalyst to the upside, but I think it would be short-lived. Depending on how they report earnings, they could come out and just be absolutely stunning earnings. But I think that what's going to end up happening is they're going to underwhelm and we'll probably see this one push down to the downside. I like this one to probably go re-attack in the 50s and then probably find some support down there. So I'll be interested to see how this one performs going into earnings. I wouldn't be afraid to play a call going into earnings if I see the bullish push, but going through earnings, I would probably want to, secure some profits and wait till after earnings to see what the trend is to make my move on anything longer term of a swing play. Upcoming products and services. Traders War Room is your one-stop shop. Try our TWR one-to-one mentoring. Does the market have you feeling like this or wanting to rip your hair out while you watch your account dwindle? If that's you, then Traders War Room has you covered. Our one-to-ones focus on you as a trader or investor. The Zoom session connects you with a TWR professional. Whether we're covering charts, developing a plan of attack, or being strategic and deep diving on the how, why, and execution of trade plans. TWR one-to-ones will give you the confidence to attack, conquer, destroy, and make the market bend the knee in 2023. Join TWR and bow to no one. Book your session today. The link is in the description or on the website at traderswarroom.com. Let's go to war. Quit wasting money that's not making money and join TWR today. We cover it all at Traders War Room, whether you're looking for stocks, options, futures, Forex, crypto, or even sports betting, or you want real-time alerts, live trading, algo signals, or even if you just want to be part of a community of like-minded investors to grow, learn, and share together as a team. Something for everyone, every budget, and every style. Join TWR today and trade with the bulls. The market is our war zone and stocks are the battle. Join TWR and let's go to war.
Pops, he a analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the traders war room. What you wanna do in the traders war room?